Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. In all seriousness, who thought this was a good idea? Who thought that removing any femininity, any sex appeal from Rogue was the right course of action? It was the right decision. We're going to stop those evil misogynists with their male gaze. Whose idea was this? This is the perfect reflection of everything that we talk about when we bash wokeness and the people that subscribe to that ideology. Because they want to use X-Men 97. They want to use the name. They want to use the iconography. They want to nostalgia bait you, but they can't help themselves in creating something that's in any way similar. They have to, quote unquote, fix the problems of the past, and usually it's a downgrade in every conceivable way, because this was a little bit edgy, a little bit punk rock, and kids loved it. This is corporate, safe, sanitized bullshit for stupid people. And nobody wants this. This was culturally relevant. And before I get all of these losers, all of these probably Vosh watchers, who talk about, you just want to jack off to cartoons, let me stop you right there. Unlike me, you people probably actually jack off to cartoons. Vosh was caught red-handed. Oh, look at these people who, watch this anime. They're losers. They're Nazis. And then he's caught with, lolly horse porn on his computer in real time. That's you people. That is you moral Puritans. You pretend to be puritanical, but everyone knows you're degenerate filth of the lowest order. Everyone knows that your computer porn file is just like Vosh's, maybe even worse. Everyone knows that male feminists are disgusting. Joe Rogan talked about it on his podcast a while back. Everyone knows the deal with male feminists. Usually, they're like criminal sexual abusers. Usually, they're like pedophiles or some form of rapist or sexual assaulters. And they think, this is my way back in. This is my way to ingratiate myself with women and seem like a quote-unquote good guy. But always the truth comes out when they get rejected and the animal emerges. So I don't buy your holier-than-thou attitude when it comes to this stuff. I think you unironically jack off to cartoons. The thing about this is no one's jacking off to this picture, but it just looks nice. Aesthetically, it's far more pleasing than this. And you know who thinks that? Not just me. Guys think that. Girls think that. That's the amazing thing here. You have underestimated that girls like girls that are sexually appealing as well. And I don't mean that from a lesbianic standpoint. They just like girls that look nice. A girl with nice ass and big tits and nice features and cool hair and super powerful. Yeah, that's an aspirational, inspirational, awesome character. This, I don't even know what this is, but it goes to the heart of the problem. You see, these people that are making content today, they're not cool. They're not cool in any way. Back in the day, being a nerd wasn't cool, but it was, within your own friend group. It was kind of cool because you were into something with a group of people, and if you found somebody else who was into that stuff, it's like discovering somebody else who was a Tomb Raider, and you're like, oh, you're looking for this too? There was a camaraderie, there was a brotherhood, or a sisterhood, not often, but a sisterhood too. There was a brotherhood with it. But today, what we get are a bunch of casuals, a bunch of activists on social media that don't know anything about X-Men, don't care about X-Men. The only thing they know is that their ideology, their tainted, twisted, depraved, bottom-feeding, low-class communistic worldview is being represented, and so they defend it. And they pretend to be fans. And they come out with lines like, X-Men has always been about civil rights. Look at these people. Who wants to tell them? No. No, you brain-dead mongoloids. No, it hasn't. You see, originally, X-Men was not some great civil rights triumph. X-Men was because the creators of all of these superhero characters including the great Stan Lee, decided, you know what, we have all these ideas for powers, but origin stories for each and every one is kind of difficult. How about we just say people evolved somehow and now they have powers? That was originally the idea for X-Men. Humans evolved and they have powers. The civil rights stuff didn't come in until way, 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 way later. That was way later that they added that in. But it certainly was not the foundational thought. You had all these creators that are like, well, we have all these ideas for powers. How do we put it into a show? Oh, I know. How about they're just born with it? Humans have evolved or something. So that really is the foundation of the X-Men. And so I think that it's ridiculous. Sorry, I got an important text there. Don't usually do that, but yeah, it's kind of important. Anyway, yeah, these people are not fans of X-Men. They don't understand it. They don't understand the material. The only thing they know is that this is a cultural win for them whenever they can inject their ideology into the show. And so I think that it is so abundantly clear that these people need to be gatekept out of all forms of entertainment and creativity that has to do with mainline nostalgic franchises. If these people want to go and make their own thing, want to start making them their superheroes like Snowflake and Safe Space and, with the internet laughing gas, if they want to do that, that's perfectly fine. No one's going to stop them. No one's going to read it, but no one's going to stop them. They can do whatever they want. But these people, because they know that nobody wants to read their content, they're too lazy and cowardly to go out on their own, they, in the end, decide that it's better to just leech off of something that exists, try to take it over, reform it, change it, alter it. They break it. They blame you that they broke it. So it's an abusive relationship. They're like, oh, these toxic fans. And then they just move on to the next thing. And there's no excuse for it. And they don't try to they don't try to repair it. They don't apologize. They double down. The next thing they break, they blame it on you again. And that's the cycle that happens every time. So my answer to this show is no. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I have no business with this. This is not my X-Men. And I don't think it'll be anyone's X-Men. Honestly, what I think will happen is it'll come out and it'll be forgotten because these people don't have the courage to take risks with their story or their characters. They are bland, generic, and ultimately they are boring. Morph is a non-binary. Gag me. Are you kidding me? That's your great idea? Instead of having an actual impact and dying for the team and being remembered for that reason, you're going to create yet another snarky, probably sassy, quote-unquote, comedy relief character that people are going to hate because they're unfunny, because they're written by unfunny people, they're voiced by unfunny people, and what they're saying is absolute garbage from the minds of these woke, narcissistic clowns. So, yeah, this happens more often than not. It's disappointing. We roll with the punches. We roll on. At this point, I think that it's pretty clear that a lot of people have just tuned out. They don't care anymore. Yeah, oh, something Marvel is coming out. Big deal. Oh, there's another Batman movie. Oh, that could be all right. You see, by being so accepting and allowing these people to come into your hobby, you've allowed it to be ultimately ruined and destroyed. And this isn't just movies. This is video game. This is television. Go to a streaming app and just look through what's being recommended. Look at the terms of the categories. You know, I was a little bit shocked, to be honest. I was looking through, I don't know if it was Amazon. I think it was Amazon. Maybe it was Hulu. There's a category where they are recommending that you watch a movie. We have recommendations for you based on the color of the skin of the actors playing in the movie. I'm not kidding you. Search by black actors. That's a category that's listed and featured. And so when you see stuff like that, at least for me, who grew up in a time where that sort of stuff would be unacceptable, it would be immediately rejected. No company would dare do that. To see racism like that, just up and about, is disconcerting. But at the heart of it is this left-wing, racist, sexist doctrine that we refer to as wokeness for the sake of brevity. But honestly, it's a poison. It's an infection. I want no part of it. And I will continue to make videos calling this stuff out when I see it. It's a problem. And it is an issue. And I hope that one day we as a civilization, we as a society, come together to reject this and make sure that this sort of stuff is outlawed in its entirety. That no, you're not going to make recommendations based on race, no matter what that race is. You're not going to go about saying, well, if somebody's this race or this gender or this sexuality, that's another one. Watch a movie based on LGBTQ. No, all that stuff is egregious. Now, if there's a romantic comedy with two guys or two girls, go ahead and slap that up in there. Market that it's, that it's gay friendly, but put that in there with the other rom-coms. But the way that they're categorizing these things and trying to separate them out and trying to inject this shit into everything, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of it. And I think that it's absolutely wrong. Anyway, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.